During several more police interviews, Derek's story kept changing. He also told him that he and his wife had a sadomasochistic relationship, and that they both liked to use strangulation as part of sex games, and he had done this on 15 occasions in the past. He later said that Leslie was suffering with severe arthritis, and claimed this was the reason why she committed suicide. He told police that most days she was unable to open a jar of pickles. However, police had obtained CCTV footage of Leslie shopping in a local supermarket without any apparent struggles. He said that they had discussed suicide in the past, and mentioned the clinic Dignitas. He also told Leslie that he could get hold of 20 pounds of heroin for her to take an overdose. He also told them in another interview that Leslie had a problem with over-the-counter painkillers, namely cocodamol, and that staff in their local Boots pharmacy had refused to sell her any more. Police spoke to the staff at the pharmacy, and they confirmed that was untrue. He said that members of the family would also buy them for her from other pharmacies. He also told police that Leslie was still upset over the death of their lodger who had died in January as a result of cancer. He said that the three of them were in a sexual relationship, and that is probably why Leslie chose to kill herself in the room he used to occupy. It became apparent to police that he had quite a temper, and became aggressive towards them. He had also shown his temper by the clenching his fists. He admitted that on 2 previous occasions when he was angry, he had attempted to strangle his wife, but eventually released his grip. There was also an occasion when they had gone out for a meal and he had grabbed Leslie around the throat because she was about to say something that would incriminate him. When he was on holiday in Turkey, he lost his temper with a Turkish man and had reacted by strangling him, and had to be pulled off the man. They asked him about what he had told Natalia about killing his wife. He said that she was lying, and had misunderstood. He said that he was referring to an incident that happened 6 years ago when he had nearly killed her from strangling her during a sex game. When police confronted him with the results of the post-mortem, he gave police several stories. He said there were probably grazes on her leg from where she had fallen after being cut down. He said that some were from hitting the coffee table when Leslie kicked out at their cat. Another story was that she had fallen down the steps outside their home. When asked about the evidence of manual strangulation, he said that his wife had probably strangled herself to death as part of a sex game whilst she was home alone. Later he said that the marks on her neck were from when he'd been trying to undo the rope around her neck. He told police that he was not able to cut Leslie down immediately, and he had to run back downstairs to get a knife. However, police looked back over the photos that were taken at the crime scene, and they noticed that there were 2 hand saws in the room. They asked Derek why he didn't use one of those to cut Leslie down, and he said that they weren't in the room. They showed him the photographs and he said they were probably blunt anyway. They also asked him why he used a small stool to stand on instead of the stepladders that were also in the room, and Derek told him they were too fiddly to open. They asked him to account for his whereabouts during the time he left the house, and returning to discover Leslie's body. He told him that he had been stuck in traffic in Mumbles and that the roads were gridlocked. Police checked CCTV on the road in question and the roads around it, and found that he was lying. Derek was quite well known to South Wales Police. He had a string of convictions in the Magistrates' Court for battery and public order offences, mainly as a result of his alcoholism. Derek maintained his story that Leslie had committed suicide, and he entered a plea of not guilty. As part of their inquiries, the police spoke to the owner of the property where Derek was carrying out roofing work. He informed police that he found it very strange that Derek had been laughing and joking with colleagues just 2 days after his wife's death. They also spoke to a former colleague of his who described him as having a temper. He told him that he was known for throwing his tools when he became angry, and had to be taken aside on several occasions to be told to calm down. Police charged Derek with the murder of Leslie Potter, and because he pleaded not guilty, he was to stand trial at Swansea Crown Court in October 2018. Derek spent 3 days in the witness box, during which his stories became ever more elaborate and inconsistent. The jury deliberated for just 1 hour and 7 minutes, and Derek was unanimously found guilty at Swansea Crown Court on the 8th of November 2018. In sentencing, the Justice Sewell told him that he had killed his wife in a sudden furious burst of temper, and that his attempts to cover up the murder as suicide was a shameful and despicable charade, The judge was also very critical towards the way South Wales police had handled the suicide investigation, and told him that they had made mistakes from the very beginning. Derek was sentenced to life, and ordered to serve a minimum of 17 years before he could apply for parole. Leslie's daughter Victoria gave an impact statement to the court in which she said that the last 7 months had been a living nightmare. Her entire family said that it had been difficult enough having to deal with her cruel death, but having to listen to Derek tarnishing Leslie's name throughout the entire investigation and trial was even more unbearable. And that is the end of the case. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up. If you like true crime videos, please subscribe to my channel, and hit the notification bell to be notified when I upload new content. Thanks for watching.